Hello and welcome to Boston, Massachusetts, home to the Freedom Trail, the heart of the American Revolution, and we are here to find out who will end their season on a high note as champions of the Fenway Bowl. There's nothing quite like wrapping up a regular season with a bowl victory. It just leaves a good taste in your mouth going into the offseason. As we'll see a squad from the ACC, the Clemson Tigers, taking on the 21st ranked team in the land, the UTSA Roadrunners. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. Kickoff team out there ready to tee it up and get this bowl game underway. He'll bring it out from inside his own 10. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. So the UTSA Roadrunners offense will have the first possession of the game. And here's the man they rally around, and he has earned that type of respect, David.
You dang right. You earn it by doing it, and he's done it at such a high level. Everyone believes in this young man, and Palmer, there's a reason why.
You're right, David. He's been in the big moments, and he's won the big games. This guy delivers when the game is on the line.
And those slot receivers nowadays, they're little water balls, man. You can play touch football in an elevator to lose to these guys because they're so quick and so dynamic. Get open and catch the football.
Stopped after making the catch. Well, guys, bowl season is here. Always fun to get these non-traditional matchups that you don't see regularly. What do you guys remember about playing in a bowl?
I think you remember all the moments throughout the season, throughout your career, and it's the last time that you ever get these group of individuals together. You say goodbye to so many people, and it's kind of bittersweet, but always fun, Jesse, to dance with your boys one last time. But another thing, too, I love the swag bags, personally. I love getting the gifts.
Yeah, I mean, to me, David, really, it was thinking about the tradition and history of these bowl games. I think that's one of the best things about college football. We're in an era today where bowl games don't matter as much as they did back when you and I played, but it was special to take the field with your guys one more time, but playing in games that had so much history.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Well, they're trying to get that run play going to the outside, but it's the defensive end who does a great job winning his one-on-one and forcing the negative play.
Quarterback keeper. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed. He's not the biggest guy in the world, so he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
Makes his connection. And he was knocked down immediately short of the line to gain. They'll have to make a decision here. He just didn't have a chance to get loose and make his way to that first down marker.
I think fans get upset sometimes, like run your route past the sticks so we get the first down, but nice job by the defense understanding where the sticks were and forcing the fourth down.
Put it right on him. Sweet play, good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down.
I love the aggressive nature offensively there. It's fourth down, and you're going to try and go for it. And you have so much confidence in your quarterback to be able to make that play, come up with a good throw, and keep the drive alive.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. I get it that the game is the primary thing about going to a bowl, but there are so many festivities surrounding it. Jesse, what do you remember about something you experienced?
There was a lot of pageantry when I think back to the bowl games I played in, and you have functions, you get to visit a brand new city, generally in warm weather, you get to meet the other team, there's some friendly competition. The biggest thing that stands out to me, though, was a street brawl against the Miami Hurricanes. Bourbon Street getting ready for the Sugar Bowl, about 120 deep. Hard to forget that.
A shot toward the end zone. And he's got it! Touchdown, Roadrunner!
How about the start from this offense? What a drive. Just when they needed a third down conversion, they got it. They put a bunch of plays together, kind of wore the defense out, and in the end, punched it in for 6.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So the Clemson Tigers offense will try to get something going with their first possession. As we take a look at our impact players for this one, what are you looking for, Jesse, for a guy to make an impact?
Well, these are simply put the leaders of this football team, and generally games go how these guys play. If they make plays, they've got a shot to win this one.
No doubt, they got to show up. These are the team leaders. These guys have to play well if they're going to win the football game.
One thing I've noticed from talking to coaches about their approach to bowl games is how many of them use it as a springboard for next season. They try to focus on developing some of the new guys, maybe, that have joined them for the bowl practices.
I mean, you get 15-plus extra practices. You're starting to play and experience more as young guys. The older guys get a little bit more rest. But, yeah, you're building the future. You're building the foundation. You're working on your technique. And you know what? You also get to have some fun. I think that's important for team building, is having fun at your location, doing the different things together to start to build that unity that will make a big difference in the future.
Yeah, there's a saying in college football that your freshman year, when you get to bowl season, you're no longer a freshman. A lot of players grow up, get the extra practices mentally, and from a confidence standpoint, you turn the page. I can remember back to my true freshman year, we're getting ready to play.
Oh, the ball's out on the return. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
Turnovers come in all different shapes and sizes, and they come at different points in the game. They come from different parts of the game. On special teams, to get a turnover, man, that is huge.
And he's knocked down, but not before moving the chain. And this junior loves to show off that big arm. Now inside the 20, 1st and 10 from the 18. Use the play fake, now to throw. Quick completion on the out. And he'll step across the sidelines after making a good gain on that one.
Well, that's great timing by the quarterback and receiver on that out route. If you're going to be running that against man coverage like they were there, that ball has to be thrown early, and it's got to be thrown out in front of the receiver, and they execute it perfectly.
Makes the grab. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost, trying to defend their own end zone. Trying to pound it in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Tiger. A quick strike, just as we expected.
Yeah, and quick strikes are easy when you got such great field position, obviously when the offense.
Oh, they blocked the extra point. He picks it up. That's a live ball. Inside the 40. Past the 30. Inside the 10. He takes it all the way back for the 2. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they close the deal, pushing their way inches into the end zone. From inside his own 15, let's see how far he can get. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. They'd love to put a long drive together here as they start from their own 21. He's looking to throw it. Finds his man. It's Henry. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup. At the end of the quarter, guys, it's UTSA holding the edge. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played one period. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. Looking for a man. It's McCown. Quickly out to the tight end. Gets it out to the 38-yard line after picking up 10 on that one.
They pick up the first down on the drag route. I know that seems like a simple route, but it's actually a lot more complex than what it looks like, because that route changes based on whether it's man or zone. If it's man coverage, he's flying across the field. If it's zone, he's got to sit down over the ball in a soft spot, giving his quarterback a place to go with it. Nice job of those guys being on the same page there.
Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. He's looking to throw. They'll run the screen. They make the stop, but not before the screen has hit him for a first down and much more. Really good execution by this offense. And the Roadrunners are flying down the field. The inside handoff. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore.
And those physical runs take a toll. It might not be a big game now, but down the road, third, fourth quarter, late in the ball games, they tend to turn into bigger runs.
Caught in the backfield, it's Clark. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
He must not fold on that one. You know, a lot of times you want to buy space, and you throw this route really when it's off coverage. You can tell the cornerback was up, ready to come, pounce on that screen, and get the tackle for a loss.
And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. They'd hope to be able to pick up enough after the catch, but a good stop leaves them with a 4th and short.
Really good job by the defense being physical, understanding the situation in the game. The ball's going to come out quick. You know that. Go make the tackle, force the 4th down.
Wow, and that was just a bang-bang play. On that 4th down, the coverage was tight. QB had his receiver. He knew where he wanted to go with it, but the only way that ball gets completed is if he puts a little extra mustard on it, and he shows you the arm talent on the throw.
I love playing man-to-man defense, and I love getting up in your kitchen and jamming you at the line of scrimmage, but it's really hard when they start running these crossing routes and drags and ends because now I'm in chase mode, and the QB has a little bit of space a lot of times, and those fast guys can create some separation and get a 1st down like they did there.
They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the 1st down.
I'll tell you what, if you want to be overzealous and you want to be a blitzer all the time, I like running the screen right behind him. Did a great job throwing the screen. Almost broke this one for a long game, but it just keeps the defense a little bit more honest if you want to start bringing a lot of pressure. And here we go. If you're an offense, you've got to get that ground game going so you can have some balance, and then you give it to your quarterback, Palmer, and let him make some plays down the field later on.
Yeah, exactly. And then coming into this game, this offense knew they were going to have to some way, somehow, at least establish a semblance of a running game for exactly what you just said. You got to be able to use play-action pass later in this game to get some explosive plays down the field. And it's a play like that that we just saw, which can help them get that going.
Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Not much room. He gets 1 down to the 7.
And these defensive tackles just eat people. They swallow human beings when you get near them. They're so big, so strong. When those guys, those running backs come in, they just need a mitt. They put 1 mitt on a running back, and he usually falls to the ground just because of their sheer mass and strength.
On 3rd and short, the power run here. Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the 1st down. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, UTSA. Getting set for the point after.
And what a push up front by this offensive line. Everyone playing in unison, driving out of their stance, working into the 2nd level, hats on hats, creating a lane for that running back.
16, Clemson.
And the ball will make it into the end zone. No return on that one for a touchback. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. Not a lot of time left here in the half. Let's see if they can cut into this lead.
And this drive isn't a must score, but, man, you look at the scoreboard. You're down 2 scores. Jesse, you got a good opportunity to create some momentum, cut it to a 1-score game. This is an important possession.
Yeah, it's important to create that momentum now, David, too, and not wait to get it going here at the start of the 3rd quarter. You've got 1 drive here to get a couple of points. You've got to start erasing and chipping away at this deficit. This could be where the game turns right here.
Looking to throw, it's Klubnik. And the pass is incomplete, jarred loose by the hit.
The defense was obviously ready for that play. They've obviously been watching film. They know that that pass play is one of the bread and butter plays this offense has, so nice job defending.
Looking to throw on 3rd. Snagged in the middle. It's Grinding School. Good tackle there to stop him short of the 1st down. It'll bring up a big decision. So Clemson is lining up to punt this one away. Gets it away, good distance, but more importantly, just the direction he wanted. UTSA will take over in the offense, ready to return to the field. Man, what a drive last time for the touchdown. That passing attack was lethal, David.
Yeah, you know, you hear all these stupid commentators like me and Jesse talking about create balance, run and pass. No, when you throw that good, spin the ball around.
So the defense has to find a way to affect the quarterback on this drive because last drive he had way too much time to throw.
The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. Ever since they invented the forward pass, the tight ends have been running the drag and getting the first down.
I think it's because the tight ends is so much versatility. They can block and stay in the formation, or they can release and come out. But either way, if the quarterback's patient most of the time, that drag route's going to come in.
The Roadrunners will hustle to the line. He's looking for an open man on second down. Hits him in stride at the 10. They'll finally put the brakes on him at the 3. A big throw, catch and run on that one. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. The huge explosive play put them right on the doorstep, and now they've got to punch it in. A first down run on the doorstep. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, UT San Antonio. And with the extra point, they now have a 3-possession lead at 17. So they got the touchdown, and as they kick off, really important for the defense to shut them down here. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum. He lost one down the sideline. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
Well, at this juncture in the game, with how the scoreboard looks, no question this offense is going to have to throw to get back in the game, and it's going to be tricky now because the defense is expecting it. You're going to throw into a lot of big zone coverages with everybody's eyes on the quarterback. Not going to be...
And that ball is picked off. Got some room to run. And the senior just took that one out of the air and sends it the other way.
Tell you what, when you come out in your own end zone, the shadow of your own end zone, a lot of bad things can happen. You want to get a few first downs, get some space, so if you punt after that point, you can pin them a little bit deep. This is the exact opposite of what happened. Now you set them up in beautiful scoring field position already. Really bad play by the offense.
Going to work on second down in the red zone. Is still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Barnes. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds.
Guys at the backfield now, it's not just run the ball downhill anymore. You got to be versatile. I got to be able to trust you in the pass game, and I got to be able to throw you the football, and you can do that right there. I know you're going to catch it, and I can depend on you.
Not a chance. Missed it. Had a chance to make this lead 20, but we're still sitting on a 17. They'll come out and take a knee, and that should send us to halftime. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Reese, hard not to enjoy that incredibly historic town. What a fun time to be in Boston, and what a fun first half we've had in the Fenway Bowl. And there is no better place to start this halftime than by reviewing how this wideout has been a one-man wrecking crew. The kid's been everywhere, and I love how he's willing to go across the middle, but that he also has the jets to burn these DBs on the deep ball. If this defense wants to actually come back in this one, they better hide his cleats.
And the Roadrunners will kick it away to crank up the second half. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. And sort of an ugly first half, honestly, but the deficit's still manageable if they want to wrap up this season with a bowl. Nothing but green ahead. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the ground. He's got it again. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Well, the most insightful analysis I can come up with on that one is that didn't work. Back to the drawing board to see if there's something that works a little better soon.
Or if I can quote the great Reese Davis, that was very ungood. Not a productive first down play.
What a nice connection. Knocked down immediately, and they've got it at the 25. Clemson has just been prolific at the receiver position. More scheme or more talent? I'd argue it's both, David.
Yeah, I argue more talent over the years, just dudes on the outside that win. And you know what? I think Clemson, as much as anybody in the country, has always featured those guys. And you want to play one-on-one with those guys, or you want to give them a cushion, like they'll throw it right now. And they've always believed in those guys out wide. And you know what? They usually come through for them.
Looking to the end zone. Touchdown, Clemson! And they'll put that scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board. Sometimes we ask coaches about halftime adjustments, and they go blah, 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 blah. And sometimes they make some good ones.
Sometimes that blah, 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 blah actually works, but it's working now. But it might be too little too late, but at least you got the party started.
It bounds through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. UTSA takes over in the offense, ready to hit the field. Things have been clicking along nicely, Jesse, but they have to make sure they keep it up.
Yeah, they got to wake up. It seems like they've been a bit lackadaisical here the last few drives, maybe as we've seen this lead dwindle a little bit, David. So they need a bit of a spark here to get that mojo back.
Yeah, and you always have the adjustments, and then your opponent adjusts, and now they got to readjust now because this game's getting a little bit tighter than they like.
That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19. The Roadrunners will try to pin them back with the punt. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Now a fair catch is called for and made just shy of midfield. So first play of the drive coming here from their own 49. They'll throw it on first down. And he drops it just a little too slippery in the hands.
Oh, man, you don't see many of those anymore. Nowadays, the gloves are so good, the hands are so good. You don't see a lot of drop passes. Missed opportunity there for the receiver.
Scanning the field is Klubnik. Going downfield for the big play. And it slips through his fingers. Incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. And this offense just has to find a way to convert this third down, or else they are really in trouble. Pocket starts to collapse. And he just throws it away on third down. I don't think you can give up on a play like that. Clemson will send the punt team out. Solid punt, headed toward the sideline, trying to make it tough to return. UTSA will take over in the offense, ready to return to the field. I know they put up really good numbers on offense, but, David, they're starting to feel a little game pressure right now.
Exactly. That scoreboard's starting to get a little bit tired cutting into that lead. Now, you know every possession matters, Palmer. A little pressure for this offense.
Yeah, and so you can't get tight, right? The best players on this offense now need to step up, and they need to start making plays. You got to identify where those one-on-ones are.
Stopped at the 46-yard line, but give him 10 yards and the first down.
It's not a great feeling on defense, too. When you're blitzing, you're expecting to get a sack. You're expecting to get a hit on the quarterback. If the offensive line and running backs pick it up, because now you have one less guy in the back end trying to cover all these receivers and tight ends, and you know you're in trouble.
And it's just simple. Simple first down run, showing your physicality, setting your offense up in a good spot.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down.
See, they need more runs like that. It's been so few and far between. Defensively, they've been in position. They've been winning their one-on-one battles, getting off of blocks and rallying to the ball carrier. This defense has done a nice job slowing down the run game thus far.
These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. Looking for a man. It's McCown. Gets it out fast. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a first down.
And a big key on that throw to the slot receiver, guys, is putting the ball out in front. The location of the throw is what helped that guy get extra yards after the catch.
And the Roadrunners getting set on 1st and 10. Takes the handoff. It's Henry. And they drag him down, but not before he picks up the first down.
Well, it just seems like everything is working for the offense on this drive. Another nice game, this time on the ground.
Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Just a solid stop by this sophomore.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, David. It puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of the spot.
At the end of the quarter, guys, it's UTSA holding the edge. They've built a cushion. They've got a nice lead. Now the task is finish the deal as you take a look at the third quarter stats. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. They'll try to pass it in on 3rd and goal. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. So here we are on 4th down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. And the kicker delivers the 3 to salvage that drive. And that will extend their lead even further. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable, that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
Offense gets set for 2nd down. They try to pop a run on the draw. Still running at the 40. They wrestle him to the ground, but he's got plenty for a first down.
The quarterback and the offensive line really do a good job. What do? They sell pass first. Everything looks like pass. Nope, they hit you with a run. Really great job working together with a little bit of misdirection.
Quarterback on the keeper. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
They're trying to go option. They're trying to put that defensive end in a bind, but he's just way too athletic, and he guessed right. The quarterback was keeping the ball. He knew it and was able to make the tackle in the backfield.
Finds his tight end. That's a really good tackle there, giving up some size and still making the play.
You just get the feeling this defense is going to make it hard on them, right? They've got the lead. It's late, and they're going to try to tackle everybody inbounds. Offense is going to have to really work for this and be smart. You got to attack the sidelines. You got to throw first down. You got to keep this thing moving vertically down the field.
And now such a tough situation late in this game. You're trailing, but now it's 4th and long. Like, it's one thing if it's 4th and short. This makes it even more difficult. You got to have something dialed up you feel really great about.
And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense not exactly the perfect fourth down call there.
I'll tell you, you cannot count this team out because of who's playing quarterback. When this guy's in the game, it's never over. And yeah, they're trailing here in the fourth quarter, but this dude can put up points quickly.
Not able to break the big one on that screen to the running back, but he found enough and a solid pickup on first down.
Love the execution there on the screen. The running back shows pass protect, last second turns around, so he's able to get the ball. The D linemen have already run past him. Now he can turn upfield for a big gainer.
And they'll bring him down, but not before he picks up the first down.
Yeah, and this offense, listen, we're in warp speed, right? We got to score a bunch of points here. We're down. We're trailing. We got to go fast, but we also got to get first downs. And that's a nice job sneaking in the run, getting the first down, and now we crank the tempo back up.
Makes the catch. Touchdown, Clemson. You thought they were done. They're not. They're back, baby. Well, if the momentum hadn't shifted before, it certainly has now.
It has, and now you got some game pressure, right? That's beautiful. Now the defense comes out, get you a stop, get aggressive, but the offense a little bit of pressure now because they know if the ball goes back to the other side, they could lose this ball game.
From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. UTSA takes over in the offense, ready to hit the field. And they've got a little bit of a cushion here, David. If they can add to it on this drive, it would be nice.
And it definitely makes a little bit of a difference. Knowing I'm up by more than a field goal, obviously, Jesse, my mindset switches, and I know I can't make mistakes.
Yeah, and David, I don't think they have to reinvent the wheel on offense here. What they've been calling has been working. Just get back to doing what you're good at.
Got 5 wideouts spread across the field on 2nd and 5. Looking downfield, it's McCown. He's got his man. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
And I love working the slot receivers. You see so much of that. It's about matchups, right? I can put a fast guy in that slot, maybe get him matched up on a linebacker or a safety. I like working those guys in those matchups. Favorable for the offense for sure.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there. Well, we are winding it down, guys. Only a few more plays left in this season, also wrapping up a really outstanding performance for this offense.
Yeah, and they're sending out the seniors on the right foot. Guys, we've seen a lot of great football. There have been so many tremendous moments and individual efforts, David. This is a year in college football I know I'll never forget.
Won't forget it. Loved working with you guys. Loved being in the booth. Loved covering these football games. And I'll tell you what, a lot of excitement in college football surrounding the sport, man. Let's just keep loving on it.
From the gun on 3rd down. We have arrived at the 2-minute warning, a one-possession game as this offense tries to hold on. Now this is rolling the dice, or perhaps they've gone outside their head. They're already up. Boy, this could really backfire if they don't convert on 4th down. Some early movement along the offensive line, and they'll walk it back.
False start offense.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. The Roadrunners line up to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Bringing it back, it's Brown. And they'll get him down after the return at the 27-yard line. Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. This is a game of swings and momentum, and a great opportunity here after scoring on the last drive, getting a stop, and now you have the football back.
They're playing well right now in all 3 phases, and they're complementing each other. So now, David, it's up to the offense here. It's up to this quarterback to lead this offense down the field to get a score.
Yeah, and to stay aggressive, to understand we've had success, we got this going.
And the ball is picked off. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. A veteran defense stayed locked in on his rules and made the interception.
Aggressive versus reckless. It's such a fine line when you're trailing and you need to make plays late in the game. The offense was reckless, turned the football over, and this one doesn't look great.
Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. You got to believe they just want to run it, take care of the football, and keep that clock moving on 2nd and 9. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing. You need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run when they're going between the tackles. This defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially.
Headed to the end zone. He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gave him a little bit of everything on that one. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. The clock and the scoreboard on their side as they come to the line, 1st and goal. They'll try to blast their way in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Roadrunner.
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
And the extra point makes this a 13-point game here in the 4th.
33, Clemson, 20.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. After throwing the pick on the last drive, need to take care of the ball this time, Jesse.
We're going to find out a lot about this.
Oh, he's ready to take a shot. And this is hauled in at the 20-yard line. A huge play there as he has it inside the 20 at the 19. They're looking to pass from the red zone. Quickly complete. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage. They'll hurry to the line with the clock still running. Back to throw, it's Klubnik. Feeling some heat. That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be 3rd down.
And I understand the logic by the offense here. Obviously, you're down in this game. You're trying to claw back into it. Why not take a shot? Why not be aggressive in that time? They just can't come up with a completion.
Fires to the wideout. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're 3rd and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
They're throwing for it on 4th down. Lets it fly deep downfield. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game. UTSA will take over in the offense, ready to return to the field. Final minute, this game's on ice. They can take a knee and run out the clock.
This offense has to feel great with how they were able to go out, execute, and perform big plays all game long. I think it's sending a statement, too, to future defenses down the road in the schedule. They're going to be tough to contend with.
Yeah, I mean, they got firepower, putting up so many points. This thing is easily over. Now they can just chillax, go back to the locker room, know they're going to get the victory.
On 2nd down, they'll take to the air. He's going to let it go. He's got it on the right. He's loose. Takes it into the end zone for the touchdown in the final play. The denouement. The epilogue. The finishing touch.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
Winning those individual 6-second battles every play, time after time after time after time, and that leads to a victory here.
And I love when teams go out and play like it's sudden death. Like if they lose the game, their entire season is over. This game wasn't for the national championship, but you wouldn't know that watching this winning team, David. Tremendous effort and tremendous execution.
I love competitive people. I love competitive coaches. I love competitive teams that they know that their job is to go out and get a W no matter where you play. You want to play in the parking lot? We'll go meet you. Great job by this team being ready, getting the